What's up, innovators? How are you doing this Saturday afternoon? I hope that you can sing as well as you innovate, because if you can, there's an opportunity for you to win 50 million Ugandan shillings and a recording deal courtesy of the Coca-Cola Rated Next Sing It Season 2, which is coming to your town. This week we've been in Masaka and next week we will be in Kampala. So if you believe you have what it takes to be Uganda's next music sensation, all you have to do is come to Vision Group or to that Coke distributor, pick up that form, and next week be at the National Theatre. I wish you all the best, but right now let's talk ICT on Innovate. My name is Daniel Mumber. If you have been trying to save in vain, then SpendSave is the app that you have been waiting for. It will help you to manage your income by tracking your expenditure and giving you details on how best to save and spend your earnings. Here now is that app that was developed by a first-year IT student at Makerere University.
SpendSave is a mobile app that helps any income earner manage their expenditure as well as savings by calculating on how much one should spend given one's income capacity.
It helps you manage how much you have to spend, and it has an added feature that helps you save. You would input as a percentage that you want to save from your income, your disposable income for that matter, and it would indicate how much you have to save from that disposable income.
Michael decided to make an app that can enable you to spend as little as you earn, irrespective of how big your income is.
There is a statistic that says the average person in Uganda lives on $1 a day. So we thought, what about designing an app that could allow people, as much as they need to spend, could allow them save off as little as it could be.
For you to access this app, all you have to do is enter the URL spensave.definecreations.com. The instructions are quite simple. Simply open an account and then you're good to go. This is how it works.
Within the app, you can add your income stream or say how much money you have to spend in a given period. It could be a day, a week, or a month, or even a year. On this slide right here, you can see that the user added expense items: transport, meals, entertainment, medical, tuition, hanging out, and gym. And from these, he added his income as 1 million shillings, from which he wanted to save 10%. The app has an added feature of adding a saving percentage from your income stream. If you had 1 million shillings and you wanted to save, say, 20% from it as you spend, you could do that. It will calculate how much you need to save, and it would give you your estimated saving percentage. Then it would give you how much you have left to spend, so you can track your expenditure while monitoring everything else that is left for you to spend after it has deducted your saving percentage. After inputting an expenditure item, you are going to add several expenses under that item, and it will keep record of those items as per when and where, if you specify those for those individual expenses. Say if it's transport, you could input Kampala to Entebbe and the much you spent.
Michael boasts that his innovation is the only app of its kind, and it stands alone on the market.
SpendSave is the only app of its kind we have developed in Uganda today. We have done our research extensively, and there has been no other application that does what SpendSave does.
Tracking your expenditure, managing your expenses, and keeping record of your expenses are some of the benefits that this app comes with.
There's so many banking systems that allow you to save money. Anyone can open a savings account. But the savings account as well allows you to spend more money or even have an overdraft. Whereas spend save allows you to spend and save at the same time.
With time, Michael plans to develop an iOS version for Apple devices, as well as install a report of daily and weekly expenditures, emailed to the user, and also keep track of mobile money transactions all on one app.
Are you a landlord with one or more buildings and a number of tenants? Brenda Kembabazi, our technology reporter, brings you an application dubbed Tenant Database, which is developed by 4 young minds at Mackay University and will help you manage all your properties in the comfort of your home.
Keeping track of tenants by landlords is quite a hassle given the bill payment as well as maintenance. But this may soon be unheard of given the initiative by these young minds to create a tenant database application that does you just that and much more. For 2 months now, this team of university students have been at their game in creating the tenant database application through doing a visibility study, drawing up a design, making a prototype, and finally now, they're working on the transition and will soon do the marketing from door to door.
Tenants database management system is a database application which will track tenants at once for any buildings you're having, for any landlord, and to be able to track all the complaints of a tenant. It will be able to manage all the computations about the tenant, billings and everything, name it.
But one would also appreciate the ordinary way through which landlords deal with their tenants, to have them pay in time as well as get them in the first place, and also maintain their quotas. We had a land expert tell us how it is done.
But in most cases, to have a rather simple way of handling that issue is to make sure that probably you give that function of collecting rent to the lawyers or someone else, whereby you leave that hassle, the headache of demanding money from your tenants. It's not easy to demand money from the tenants. When you are also a sitting tenant around, it becomes very difficult.
So would he appreciate a new app developed by these students as a means of making their work simpler as well as professional?
Well, to me, I would think that is a very helpful kind of gimmick, because we need to professionalize and also to make sure that we use technology. When you are using technology, you will use less energy, less brain, everything will be done for you. So if someone comes up with such a program which will assist landlords to make sure that they know who pays when and how your property looks like, you know, it always usually becomes a problem for you to inspect the properties when the people are there. By the time they leave, the properties are already, you know, disorganized. But if we have got that kind of feature or program which can show you how your property is, I think it will be a welcome venture for all of us.
Driven by the need to improve the existing systems that are basic, such as knocking from door to door plus the increased number of tenants, and the big load for estate managers to run their businesses, with a lot of demand from the tenants for better services, these young minds went ahead to create an application that will do just that.
Landlords were having a problem like to communicate with their tenants, even payments. The methods were really poor. So we decided to come up with that tenant database application to help the landlords like during their methods of collection, because that system will help them interact even if they are in distant places. They will be communicating with the tenants.
With the tenant database application, it's the customer who provides specifications from which the developers configure those requirements and download the app on their mobile phone. As soon as that is done, one is good to go, and this is how it works.
When you open it, this is the home page. This is the way our home page is. Yeah, the home page contains a calendar. It shows different tenants that are being attached on the different dates that they came through a building. They came to a building. These links down here, you can follow us on Facebook. You can follow us also on Twitter. You can send a comment about any argument about the building that you are in, commenting that it's either this and this, this and this on this argument. So you can include Twitter, what and what, various links, those ones. So you can add a tenant straight from the calendar. When you click to add a tenant, this tenant is already created here, is already existing. If at all the tenant is new, you create a new tenant. So for example, let us take an example. If at all you selected a tenant who is existing, let us say Bojingo. So you attach a building, that's the building name. Let us say it's Ham Towers. You attach it. And the room number, of course room number is already created, they're already in our system. So that's the first thing you need to do. Then the date of entry. Of course you also specify the time that tenant has come. If I told you you are entered in this room at this particular time, what and what, on this date, everything. So if I told you it's this, you say today, then close. So you create a tenant. Create, you click create. This tenant is already created, so you can see it's already put here. It's assigned an automatic ID in our application. You can decide to view the you can decide to decrease on the calendar, because the calendar is so already dynamic. Just click on month. Of course this is the month view as you see it. Weekly, you can view tenants weekly time, the time that they entered in. You can see this time. I've just created this one, it's already there at this particular time. You don't need to search through the system, just the home page contains everything. You can view daily, you can view in a list. We are here we track how the room looks like. We include the room number. Of course there is a help text, you can get to read about what is there happening. What can I put here? Just say add a room number. So you put a room number, you select various buildings that are already existing, you attach them to that room where the room is. You select a category that it belongs to, you attach a charge, just scrolling like that. You can attach a description. Let us say this description is all about this room is found like on the level 4, upper floor, something like that. And with this room you can view, like you can take a look at a lake view, you can take that look. You can also just write a short description about the room, the way it is.
What makes this app unique is that it has two interfaces developed using Oracle 11G, and it can easily be customized to suit specific requirements.
It has a mobile view and a desktop view. You can view it on your mobile phone. For example, a simple Nokia phone, you can access it. Then second, our system is on the cloud database. You can access it online. It can be local accessed and even online.
With this application, it's much easier to maintain a large number of buildings and tenants, store their information, and also have simpler means of receiving payments, as well as import tenant data from a spreadsheet.
We can interact with our tenants every time, because our system can email them on a weekly basis. We can email them, we download PDFs, we perform calculations, it draws charts and everything. Yeah. Then the second thing is that our system, for it, even if, let me assume the landlord says, I would like to access it maybe just remotely through simple messages. Yeah, we have that module also. You can just send a code to book a room.
We are only left to hope for this application to be the solution that will bridge the gap between estate managers and tenants, as well as provide a database of properties and tenants, reflecting rental pricing and servicing.
We'll now take a very short break. Innovate will be back with WhatsApp.